And this is going to be a heavyweight fight. I mean, with a lot on the line. Rarely do you see so much on the line for a regular season NFL game like you'll have the stakes on Sunday with the Saints and 49ers.
Yeah, so obviously a ton on the line just in terms of the 1 seed and the Saints looking to assert firm control over the 1 seed. If you were to win, not only would you have the best record in the NFL, but you would have tiebreakers both over San Francisco and Seattle, who are your 2 closest opponents in that regard. Now, there'd still be a lot of work left to do, but you would be firmly in the driver's seat. Now, if you are going to win it, the challenge is going to be mighty indeed. Again, I would point you to Luke Johnson's piece in The Advocate today, where he breaks down just how good this San Fran defense is. And it comes at a time, Jordy, that I think it's a little interesting, right? Because Breeze is getting older, and he's still been great. But there have been a lot of alarmist takes that he can't get it done anymore. I mean, you should have seen, I made a joke tweet about the onside kicks or something. And I know that Twitter responses are always a vocal minority, but the amount of this team's playing bad, Breeze hasn't been the same since he got back, I found it to be a little wild, personally, because this is still a top 5 team in the NFL that has as legitimate a shot as anybody as winning the Super Bowl. But they are going to be tested this Sunday. The Niners' pass defense, I didn't quite realize how good they were. They held Aaron Rodgers to 20 of 33 for 104 yards. If you go net passing, including sacks and everything, Aaron Rodgers was under 100 yards. They held Lamar Jackson to 14 of 23, 105 yards. They held Russell Wilson 24-34, 232 yards. Now, granted, they did lose 2 of those games, but the defense has done their job. You look at guys like Baker, those are the elite quarterbacks. You look at guys like Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, those 2 combined, Jordy, to throw for 178 yards. In fact, and I know this is a lot of numbers, but here's where it starts to get crazy. Opponents on the year have managed just 1,609 net passing yards against the Niners. That is the least, 1,609 in 12 games in the passing era of the NFL. That is the least ever allowed by a team. You have to go all the way back to the 1982 season that was shortened by strike to find a team that did better in terms of stopping the pass.
They're stout, man, and their defense up front is nasty. It's not just about Bosa. They got 5 guys that can play up there. As Booger said, they got nothing but first-round picks playing that defensive line. He explained to us on Wednesday. Yes, they did stymie Jackson in the pocket, as you gave Jackson's numbers from a passing standpoint last weekend, 14 of 23 for only 105 yards, but he got him on the ground.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's Lamar Jackson. He had him confused
on the ground, and Taysom Hill could be that guy this week that plays that similar type of role that Jackson played last Sunday, where it looked like he was having success of running outside, kind of a little outside of...
You talking about Hill or Jackson?
I'm talking about Jackson, and Hill can play that role similar to what Jackson had success with last weekend.
I mean, look, Taysom Hill, without a doubt, in the same way that Lamar Jackson brings something unique to the game plan, it's something that NFL coordinators do not have to account for on a week-to-week basis. Taysom Hill does do that the same way. The obvious difference is just that Hill's not going to get the snap count of a Jackson, and he's not as threatening with his arm, not nearly as threatening as Jackson is. But that said, the second that you do sell out to just stop Taysom Hill, that's when they can hit you with some sort of trick play pass. We've seen it in the past. You mentioned the 4 guys up front. Eric Armstead, Nick Bosa, DeForest Buckner, D. Ford. So the Niners right now, they're second in the league. They have 45 sacks. 31 sacks are from those 4 players. Oof. That's more than 15 other teams. That 31 is more than 15 other teams have accumulated as a whole. And so you mentioned Booger. It's exactly that. It reminds me of the Clemson defensive line from last year. Defensive line that was just so above and beyond what anybody else in college football had that it led them to great heights. That's what they're doing here. And I did not realize just how good Joey Bosa's been. You get mad at a kid for sitting out college because he twisted his ankle. Well, it's hard to get mad at him now if you're a Niners fan. Joey Bosa in 12 games has 8 sacks, 14 tackles for loss, 2 fumble recoveries, and a pick.
Damn.
Yeah, in his first 12 games of NFL career. So, going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. And then, as we said to start the show, what I love
Bosa.
about this, I know the Bosa's, it's just like, what the hell, dude? So
The O'Doyles.
it's for real. Some bad, like, meathead white boys. Just like crazy Midwest running off of like corn and I don't know what else. Corn and snow or something. But what I love, too, is that it's the amount of talent that Ohio State has had recently is kind of crazy, dude. It's like you look at the Jimmy Burrow tweets where apparently, I guess, Joey and Joe were best friends at Ohio State. Burrow actually went to the draft last year to saw him get the second overall pick this year. They graced the cover of Sports Illustrated in back-to-back weeks. And think about it now, Jordy, there's a chance Burrow could invite Joey to watch Burrow become the number 1 overall pick. Imagine you and your best friend getting picked 1 and 2 in the NFL draft.
JT Barrett was in Tiger Stadium a couple of weeks back with a Burrow jersey on.
Yeah.
I mean,
and even Mike Thomas coming out to support the boys. Now, a couple comments in the huddle I want to get to because they raised some good points. First, Jeff says, Niners have 45 sacks, Saints have 40. Let's not overplay Niners. Well, we weren't talking about the Saints defense. Saints defense is the best it's ever been in the Peyton era. And it's the single reason why this is maybe their best chance to win a championship, even over, you could make the argument, even over last season. Another person points out that Ryan Ramczyk will shut down Joey Bosa. And you know what's crazy? I actually agree. I mean,
be a hell of a matchup.
Yeah, Ramczyk has been, whether it was J.J. Watt, Khalil Mack, Ramczyk has shut down everyone that he has gone up against. I will take Ryan Ramczyk in a fist fight against anybody. So it's a good job by anonymous user pointing out that that's going to be the matchup to watch.
Jadeveon Clowney.
Yep, up there in Seattle. I'm trying to think about. I know there's some other ones on there that I'm missing, but Ramczyk is one of the Saints' greatest draft picks of the past decade, and then there's just no mistake
as we
about
said,
it.
Shaquille Barrett at Tampa Bay has 14.5 sacks. I mean, he's got one more than Cam does at 13.5. I mean, I didn't hear his name when the Saints played him.
No, not at all. Not at all. And Teron Armstead's really good, too. Teron Armstead, did I say Joey Nick? I don't know. I'm getting my Bosa's confused. Whatever. You get the one that plays the Niners. You get what we're talking about. Joey, wait. Now I am confused. Joey's the older one. He's been in the league. Nick is the younger
Joey
one.
plays in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Nick plays in San Francisco.
Okay, I may have been using those interchangeably that entire time. So I hope you knew which Bosa I was talking about.